We're just getting older, world is getting colder, trying to get sober, Lord help me get stronger, world is on my shoulders.
How you doing today? This is the 12 of 12 podcast, the podcast about real life recovery, growth and development, redemption, because that's what this is about. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do me a favor, tap the subscribe button and share for more. Also, if you have any problem with substance abuse disorder, severe mental illness, do not hesitate to reach out to our sponsors, First Step Recovery. You see the numbers up top? They'll be happy to help you. Don't wait, don't hesitate. Reach out to them today. And if you have a loved one that needs help, refer them and you can get the help that you need. We have a special guest today, Tara.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Blessed from the best. Try not to be stressed.
That's right.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from originally?
So originally I'm from Manchester, Kentucky. It's the country for real. It's like southeastern Kentucky, Hazard. A lot of people really haven't heard of it. It's like real small.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's the country for real.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So, when did you come to Louisville, Kentucky?
So I came to Louisville back in 2021. I had went to prison, and after I had got out, they sent me to SAP at the Healing Place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's when the scenery changed, kind of.
Yeah.
So SAP helped you out in what way? Like, what exactly is SAP?
Well, I mean, so like for the Department of Corrections, it's just a substance abuse program, you know. They chose for me to go to the Healing Place, and like it was more than that for me. Like, I mean, not in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, but like after I got there and I learned what was wrong with me, you know what I'm saying? And I learned there was another way. Like I started buying into the whole process to help me find myself and help me get back on track.
So it helped you like understand a little bit more about like what was going on with you and like you said, more about yourself. So you found out things that you didn't know what was going on inside before substance abuse and things like that?
So like, you know, when you first got to the Healing Place or whatever, and they would put the, the problem and stuff on the board, you know, with the emotional barometer and all that. And in that moment is where I learned what was wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Why I was doing what I was doing, like just how the whole cycle went. Like before that, I didn't know anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have even said that I had a problem, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you'd have asked me, I was just doing what I wanted to do because I wanted to do it. But that, however, is not the case.
Yeah, that's it. That's one thing that I do realize. And people, you have to realize this. It can start off as what you call fun. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is fun. I'm just hanging out, just fitting in. It's really not, it's nothing too major, you know? And then next thing you know, you're hooked on it. Then all of a sudden, it's like you can't have fun unless you're doing this. And then you can't live life without doing this, drinking alcohol or using a certain substance. Then it's like, you know what? You need this just to escape your reality because now it's unmanageable. Now you can't even control yourself. Now, only thing you could think of is doing this and doing that. But it all starts off with fun. And then we make an excuse like, I know I used to, man. I used to want to hang out, go to clubs, do all type of craziness, get drunk all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, man, you know what? This is fun. But really, I had an issue because when I wasn't drinking, then I'm pissed off, or I wasn't smoking or doing something or whatever I'm doing, then it's an issue. Then it's like, you know what? No, I got an issue. You know what I'm saying? I need to. This isn't matching. This isn't adding up because now this is taking control of me.
Yeah.
When is the first time you used a substance?
I've always tried to think about that. But so like I remember as young as like 13 and 14 and like, I mean, granted, I didn't think I had a problem the entire time, but like I remember experimenting, you know what I'm saying? Like going to parties and drinking or doing powder or, you know what I'm saying? Like just simply experimenting. And I would say it wasn't up until like I was like 17 or 18 when you heard them talk about the imaginary line, you know, like I would say around that time is when I crossed that line and it went from fun and what I wanted to do to something I had to do. You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, for sure.
Like you got to do this to be able to cope.
Yeah.
And that's when you know that's when you know you're in like real deep dark territory at that point in time. And it's like, you know what? In order for me to cope, I need this.
Yeah.
I need this in my life.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
feel like, I mean, back then I was just so uncomfortable in my skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like myself. You know what I mean? And like, I knew when I was getting high or I was drinking that was no longer the person I was. You know what I'm saying? I could be whatever I needed or wanted to be when I was under the influence.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure I was somebody different every day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for real.
You know what? I completely understand that. And with living that lifestyle, and I know a lot of people who done things, you can realize that, you know, it comes that point of regret that's always going to hit you. That discuss with yourself, like, you know what, man, I just hate the place I'm in right now. I hate that I did this. I hate that I did that. You might have did this person wrong. Along with that comes promiscuity. You might have been doing this. Now you end up in wrong relationships with these people you know you got no business being with.
Right.
But you're just in this situation just because you're pretty messed up most of the time anyway. So it's like, it seems like that's what you're going on. But there's really something that's going on inside of your mind at the time when you're using. You know, when you're impaired, that's why when you're drunk, you're not supposed to drive. And when you're high and do all these things, you're not supposed to do these things, you know, because it's dangerous. Because your mind, you're not in the right mind.
Right.
You're not who you are. And a lot of people, they might meet you when you're in the madness, when you're out there using, abusing, doing drugs, alcohol, and then they meet you, they think, okay, this is the type of person you are. But that's not who you really are. And then
Right.
when you get sober, then they find out, okay, this is how you are. Then you start realizing, okay, if a person really likes you or if you really like the person you're even with.
Yeah. I feel like, so I've had so many people, like, I had a stint of sobriety, then I had like a pretty long, I mean, for me it was long. I had like a year relapse. And so like, I would frequent sometimes like people that I'd met in my sobriety, even like my partner, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have told me like that you are not the same person when you're sober as you are when you're high. And like, I see it now, but like, you know, back then I didn't really notice like that big a difference, but it's like a massive difference. You know, like when I'm under the influence, I don't care whose feelings I hurt. I don't care what I do to people. Like, you know, my family, my kids, like all that, those things don't, I mean, not that they don't matter, but in that moment they don't matter, you know, when I'm under the influence. And so like today, that's not the person that I am, you know.
I could probably say that majority of people, I mean, I'm just gonna say everybody pretty much when you're when you're under that influence, you know, you're not that same person.
Right.
You know, I always say this, people, I believe it's a spiritual battle out there. It makes you a completely different person, like to the point of I'm a possession. The drug actually takes a hold of you. It makes you a different person. You said something serious too, like, you know, you don't care who you hurt.
Yeah.
You become such a selfish person when you're involved and you're out there, you're doing what you're doing. You don't really care about anybody else. You don't, even if you did before, it's gone now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I used to like to do when I used to like to, you know, get high and drink and things like that, was like, you know what, man? I just don't want to feel anything at this point in time. And then a lot of people, that's when a lot of bad decisions end up getting made, because you just don't got feelings. Then you wake up and then you in the jail cell. You wake up, you don't got charged. You wake up, you doing some craziness, and it's like, yo, man, what the heck is going on right now, man? Where's my money? Where's my car? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
where's my life going? You know what I'm saying? It's like you waking up thinking like, yo, what? And then you're like, what do I have going on right now in my life? I'm going crazy.
Yeah, I can relate. I can absolutely relate. Like my last run, like, well, I had a little bit of sobriety. So I had like people that really cared for me, and I'm saying people that had watched me go through my struggle, get sober, and change and do things different. And then here now, all of a sudden, like, so, you know, my mom put me in a new house. She bought and paid for my car. She did all of these things, you know what I'm saying? And the best I could do was to get high, you know, and like I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh, well, this is going to break her heart. You know what I'm saying? This is going to bother her. You know, that was the last thing on my mind, you know. The same with my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had watched me get sober and change and do things different. And my grandbaby was a few months old when I relapsed the last time. So, those are, you know, they always talk about the guilt, shame, and remorse. And I let that, like, after my last relapse, I feel like for me, I let the guilt, shame, and remorse of all of that keep me out there longer. Like, I was too ashamed to come back into the rooms, you know what I'm saying? I was embarrassed. Like, how could I ever look these people that I got sober with in the eyes and tell them I was using?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my best friend was getting high together, and she passed away. You know, how can I look at people, you know, like, I felt a lot of guilt and shame behind some of the decisions and the things that I done while I was using. And I used that to fuel me staying out longer.
Yeah. Wow. That definitely does. And I want y'all people to know that the shame is going to be there. The regret is going to be there, but it doesn't have to stop you from getting the help that you need.
Right.
From going back to the people that people love you out there. They just don't love what you're doing out there. You
Right.
know, you got a lot of people who are just in situations, and they're people just waiting for them to change, praying for them to change, but some people did things to certain people and hurt them, and they're like, you know what, this person might not never forget me. I can't go back to see my children. I can't go back to see my parents or whatever. Like, you know what? You have to be the one probably to step forward and try to bridge that gap. You might not get the answer you want at that point in time because it takes time to heal. You might burn some bridges, hurt relationships, but it doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you go in and you say your apology, but then once people see that you really changed and be like, you know what? You're a completely different person than how you were. I don't even know who you are, you know, or if they knew you before you were in the madness, they'll be like, this is the person who I knew you were supposed to be.
Right, yeah. I kind of had a situation like, when I was sober the first time, I was really close with my uncle, you know what I'm saying? Like, we lived side by side. Like, he was in the military, he was one of us. He just didn't get sober the way I did, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, so like, when I relapsed the last time, like, he shut me out. He completely shut me out. And so Alex had tried to reach out to him and invite them, like, try to surprise me, you know, and invite them to my 1-year celebration. And like, hey, they had something else going on, you know what I'm saying? But my mind told me, like, he doesn't care. He's still mad. He doesn't want to be there, you know, whatever. And like, he didn't go about it the way I feel like he should go about it, but he's hurt, you know what I'm saying? And I done a lot of damage. And like that, so like, when I got sober this time, I've really had to work on forgiveness for myself. And like, these people don't have to forgive me the way that I feel like they should. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of those people. I want what I want when I want it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you should forgive me. You know, whatever. Yeah. And that's just not the case. Like, because it's easy for me to move forward, or it's easy for me to forgive, doesn't always make it sure on the other side. Especially being as I was the one that destroyed his trust. You know what I'm saying? All these things, like, he deserves to be upset. Yeah. He deserves to be, upset with me. And he also deserves the time it takes to heal. You know what I mean? Like, we're two different people. And I harmed him. He didn't harm me, you know? And so those were some of the things that I had to realize this time. that I've gotten better at working on and accepting. You know what I'm saying? Of course it hurt. This literally just happened like 2 weeks ago. And it hurt my little feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like I was hurt about it. But like I harmed him, you know?
Yeah.
And I know that he loves me regardless, you know? But I also know that I spent 22 months before showing him different, and then I still backpedaled, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't expect him at a year sober to just forgive me again and pretend like everything's okay. He's probably going to want to see my progress, you know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that, you know?
Yeah. That's one thing about it. You said a great thing right there. You can't expect the person to heal how you want them to heal in the time frame that you want them to be healed in.
Right.
You know, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they can forgive and forgive other people, and they might take 6 months. Another person, it might take years.
Yeah.
It might take years, you know. And if it happened a couple times, there's no telling how long it might take. But you can't, you know what I'm saying? You setting yourself up if you're expecting the person to heal in the time frame you want, how you want them to.
Right.
You're already setting that relationship up for failure because it's all on your terms. And that's a selfish way to look at things, which us as human beings, we have to try not to be selfish. Because honestly, we are. Majority of people want things for how they want, right there and right there. I want this job right now. I want a raise right now. I want you to do what I say right now. But then it's like, you know what? It's like when it doesn't happen, then it's like, you know what, man, you must not like me like that, man. You got an issue with me, or yo, it's a problem. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. Well, I don't want to do it. Well, I want you to do it. Well, I don't want to do it. Oh, you got a problem with me. You know, and sometimes people think that way, but that's all part of growth.
Yeah.
We find out who we are. We all got situations and ways we handle things and the way we feel. I believe that each day you just work out what you do to become better. You know what? I'm not the person I was a week ago. I'm not the person I was a day ago. I might have made mistakes yesterday that I don't want to make today.
Right.
And that's all part of recovery, and that's all part of just growth as a human being. Even if you're not in recovery, if you know people who's in recovery, or if you just go through, you know, situations, traumas, things like that there, and depression, it's like, you know what, I'm gonna work on myself daily. And when you realize, you know, I got these character defaults that's not too good, I know I need to work on these, then you got tools out there that help you work on yourself to become better.
Right, yeah.
So tell me, when did you decide at that point in life or time when you was like, you know what, I'm done with the way I'm living, I want to make that change and never go back?
So my last relapse was really rough on me mentally. Like sometimes my memories kind of run together a little bit, but I recall being suicidal. You know what I'm saying? I tried to jump out of my car. Alex was taking me to a treatment center that I had found, you know, and I tried to jump out of my car, you know, and like I was just miserable. I was not even a shell of the person that I knew I was. I didn't even recognize myself, you know. And I had went down to this rehab, and it was so far away. I'd been drinking, doing the most, you know. And I changed my mind. I got all the way there. It was like 2 or 3 hours away. Got there, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I came back, and he was like, listen, like, he's in recovery, you know what I'm saying? And like he's pretty strong in his recovery. And he was like, look, like I can't do this with you. Like you've got to do something. And for a split moment, like everything else around me kind of just faded. And like I could hear the care and the hurt in his voice, you know what I'm saying? And that mattered to me, you know what I'm saying? That bothered me. And so the next day, I end up going to E-Town to treatment. Yeah, I had lost myself more this last time than I had ever.
So this is the time that tore you down completely, that you was like, you know what? I got to do something or it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
Or you feel like you're going to lose your life?
Yeah. I thought, well, like I knew that if I didn't do something at that time, or like really fast, I was either going to take my life or I was gonna just not make it out of my madness.
Wow. And I want people to know that if you're at that point, just help out there. Don't give up. You're at that perfect point right now. That time, hey, you're still alive. You still got a chance. It's not too late. God's there for you, and there's people out here who's there for you, even if you don't have anybody. Reach out to these places, these centers. Reach out to First Step Recovery. They'll be happy to help you. If you're not here, if you're in another state somewhere, look up, find a place. There's places in every state
Yeah.
that's there to help you. There's organizations in every state that you could go and get some type of treatment from. Please don't take your life, don't take nobody else's life, and don't let addiction ruin your life or whatever you're going through mentally. Reach out today before it's too late. That's a very powerful thing. So tell me, what are some of the goals that you have right now, being that you've been sober? You done made it through the relapse. You're doing great now. Tell me some of the things that you have planned.
Okay, so I have just started, probably like 2 months, a month and a half back in school. I've started for my Bachelor of Science for Social Work.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've just got my second sponsee,
Wow.
which is great. I'm working in recovery. Like I love helping women. Well, I mean, I love helping anybody, but like, so I work with women. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. Being able to be that person for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember having those people for me, and how important that was for me. Yeah, I want to continue with my school, you know what I'm saying, and do maybe something in social work or like addiction,
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
That's a great thing to hear. That's a beautiful thing right there. And that's one thing I realized. Once you get right, you get the help. It's so important to get back.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, you got any time of sobriety out there, and you're working, it helps you feel better to give back. And when you see the smile on their faces and you're helping other people, it keeps you strong also, I believe. Like, you know, I don't want to go back to where I was at or where this person at. You know, when you find out you got a purpose in life and your purpose is bigger than yourself, then, you know, you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. God called me, I got some people I need to help out.
Right.
I need to do this. And once you're faithful, you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna be selfish anymore. Because you know how it is to be out in the madness.
Right.
A lot of you out there might know how it is to be out there and just be a selfish individual who just take and not give. But once you give, I'm telling you, once you give, it's like a game changer.
Yeah.
It's like you know what? My life was saved. I was spared. But there's a lot of people who's not
Right.
here today who could have been, you know, but I'm gonna do my best to try to help out the people who I know could get the help now, who didn't pass away or didn't take their life, you know?
Yeah.
So we're still here for a reason. I feel like God has you here for a purpose, me here for a purpose, you here for a purpose. And so once you find out that purpose is, just go ahead for it. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming in and definitely telling your story.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And is there anything you would like to tell the people? Anything you would like to tell them? Now's your time.
I would just tell them to stay focused, get a sponsor, you know, and keep coming back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Definitely. Keep coming back. Don't give up. Your sponsors are there for a reason. Reach out to them. If you haven't did it in a while, reach out to them. It's a community right here, man. That's what we're doing. Recovery is a community, you know, and we're all here for each other.
Right.
So thanks for tuning in. We love you all. And remember, if you want to come on the show, tell your story, you're welcome to come on. Contact us today and have a blessed day.